So, I won't lie to you, I don't know exactly how I was going to do this. This is pre-recorded, and I knew this was going to take a while, but where I can start off, for our off-season where we went 3-9, because everything else you've seen already, is we're going to go and get rid of our coordinators. Now, what I'm looking for is, yes, I love the pro style. I would love to do spread and stuff, but I'm a type of player that likes to run, or try to run the ball. I want to run it, I want to pass it, I want to do all that stuff, but in all actuality, I want to, in universe, take it and go from pro style here to pro style there, take some of these players in the league with it. But Will Howard, he wins the Heisman this year. That's something that's, could have been consistent. He probably should have got it, because, they did. But, it is what it is. A guy that I'm really interested in most out of this is probably Jaden Caleb coming from Oklahoma. Now, I know we probably could have went with a 3-3-5. I think it fits a little bit, but I do like the 4-2-5. I'd rather have 4 down linemen. It's just what's going on here, and that's a lot of these coaches. There's only one who runs a 3-3-5 tight. And, if we are able to get this coach, depending on how things go, maybe, we can get him promoted, or maybe he goes somewhere else. And for our offense, I'm looking at the coach from Michigan State. Now, yes, he did get fired. He's D-, but we fired our guys. I'm pretty sure they're going to do a lot better here once they're able to get some of the players that fit their scheme a little bit better. But if we go ahead and we take a look at who we've gotten so far, Langster, Welsh, Cesaro, a couple of good guys. We can actually see development. We got 2 normals to start off. Cesaro's impact, so expect to see him. Zaron's normal. Mutcherson's impact. I expect to see him. Hurt. Tony Hurt is star. I might redshirt him for a year. Parrish, normal development. We got cornerback Babineau, normal development. Carmen coming in normal. Now, when it comes to some of the other guys that we're looking at here, got a couple of tight ends that I want to see if we can get our hands on. You'll know by week 1 who we got our hands on, because you'll be seeing them play. It's kind of something that I want to do, is keep stuff enough of a mystery. I want to give you enough. I ain't gonna lie, I'm just speaking from it right now. I want to give you enough to keep you interested, and I want you to be able to see, okay, well, this player made it, this player made it, this player made it. But Levrone, Cole, Carney, Borgias, 4 guys that I'm truly interested in. Although you don't see me putting points in them right now, just know I do put points into these guys, and I do put a lot to try and get them. We do manage to get the offensive and defensive coordinators that we're looking at. Another look at the college football playoffs, where I hope will be soon. Tulane's probably the one that I did not have, and Ohio State beats Arizona. Defense does more than enough to get the job done, so that's what they're going to do. It was number 1 versus number 2, apparently. That's okay, that's how that works, even though that's way too early to be seeing it, I guess. But, who am I to sit here and say how it's supposed to be run? Now, we are going to have one player that is trying to leave. That is Jacob Underwood, not to be confused with the Jordan Underwood over on Hawk Valley, because I changed a lot of the names, at least the first name, sometimes the last name, but I wanted to make sure some things were actually going to work out for us. In terms of, and I'm sorry I'm going fast, you can slow me down if you need to, but in terms of players that we're looking at really 4, maybe 5 players at most. Grayson James, Tuioti at defensive end, Yates, Uliave, and Aaron Flowers. I need to get this defense in the right, we need the defense to be in a better shape. Offense, I feel like we can come with, and we'll get it, but want to get the defense up quickly. I think if you have a better defense, we can do so much more stuff, and we can buy time. We can buy time for the offense to collectively get themselves together when they're not having the best of days. It won't always work, but this is a formula that I believe can work, and I've seen it work, so this is what we're going to roll with. So those 5 guys that you see towards the bottom of the list, from G. James, Grayson James on down, are guys that I'm really going to be putting a lot more time into. I was looking at between James coming out of Boston College, who's going to be a junior, who's going to be a senior wherever he goes. And then I can look at E.J. Warren. He has 87 throw power. I know I probably shouldn't have turned off like that, but 87 throw power. We had people with 86, and the only person who had higher throw power had no accuracy in Aaron Frost, and I was not about to deal with that longer than I feel like we had to. So we go after those guys. Wanted to bring in a power back. Kind of a compliment. Not saying that Tyler Moore can't do it, but I want to bring in somebody who can either start getting it done a little bit more effectively or definitely can be on the roster to take over for him. So Manu Dingle is a guy that we're considering. Levron's considering coming here. We got him. We're second place, top 3 for Kevin Cole. Carney's on the list. We're getting the guys that we want to get. And I mean, one guy you're going to see right here is Manu Dingle popping up on the board. And taking a look, National Signing Day, kind of just going through really quick. I want to show you guys, yes, we got everybody that we went after. Tuioti, Samsula, the D tackle, Flowers and Yates, both free safeties. One will be a junior. One is going to be, I believe he's going to be a redshirt freshman, so we actually going to have extra time with him, or at least a sophomore. Then we have Grayson James. Now, Grayson James is a guy that I think we might be able to go through, have a decent year, and get even better players. I'm hoping that we bring in these guys and star development on the safety here helps out so much. I think that was star development that really helped out. Tuioti, we're going to take him from linebacker because he did come from a 3-4. We're going to put him at 4-3. Now the playing style is a reason why he wanted to come here. I'm not saying that he's not up for it, but in universe for the Dynasty, a little lesser competition. He had, I think, 6 sacks on the stats at this particular point in time. So he has a chance to come here and try to get more. Marquez Zadon, I think he's a guy probably going to end up being a kick returner for a minute trying to get on the field. And I mean, if you look at the roster and everything that's going on, it's just a matter of who is going to be the one that steps up. As of right now, Grayson James is the best quarterback that we have. But if we turn around and, I don't know, Kevin Murphy turns into a freaking 90 overall, not that he would, but if he turns into a 90 overall, we're rolling with him. Sorry, Grayson, you have to sit now because this guy is a 90 overall. I'm using him unless he starts messing up and we're throwing pointless and stupid interceptions is what's going to happen. Now, Levron here, we're going to go ahead and take him from left outside linebacker. That's where I thought I was going to put him at. But now I want to put him towards tight end. I think he can be of a better use for the team there, especially since we're running a 4-2-5. We do not run any 4-3 at the moment. We'll have to see how that stuff turns out. But for right now, I'm putting almost all, if not all these points into tactician. That's the type of coach we are. We're going to just put our players in the right position. We'll go after recruiting a little bit later. We just need to get people here because as of this season, because we had a bunch of sophomores that are turning into juniors. Going into year 3 is where I want to have all the recruiting stuff done because that is when, if we don't have any recruiting, we're going to be screwed. We're going to be graduating, I think, about either 20 or 30 players who are all going to be seniors at some of the best positions. Right now, the only seniors that we're going to have on roster, I believe, are going to be our kicker, our new QB if he's going to be the starter, and our fullback. So we're keeping to a minimum. I almost didn't want to go after anybody, but I saw these guys and they already had interest in us, so I figured it was a chance. But I mean, we're gonna end up seeing what happens here whenever this video does finish and I finally finish talking and I run out of breath and all that good stuff. The next video will immediately be us going into week 1. If I'm correct, I think I have JMU Bowling Green scheduled. Let me check really quick the schedule that I have on here because again, I've already been through this and I'm just trying to keep up. Schedule. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Team schedule. We go JMU Bowling Green, Wisconsin, Sam Houston. We're gonna go play Hawk Valley again. Liberty, UTEP, Louisiana Tech, Middle Tennessee. Then we're gonna go take it over to Kennesaw State, FIU, and Western Kentucky. Hopefully we can pull a second win in a row on Sam Houston, and hopefully we can pull a second win in a row on FIU and Western Kentucky. We need to get a win over Louisiana Tech, rather not let them hold that over us. UTEP, we're trying to at least even the odds with some of these teams that we lost against last year. Now, when it comes to player-wise, something that I meant to bring up but I haven't, and while I still have the time, Nathan James was the best player on this team. And when I say best player, 157 attempts, 769 yards, 4.9 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns. He did have a fumble. 7 20-yard runs, 13 tackles broken, a long of 63. He was getting 64.1 yards per game. He then turns around. If I'm in the right thing. Yep, I'm in the right one. He then turns around. Now, mind you, 769 yards on the ground. I need you to understand that, because what this man was doing was he was doing a whole lot for us. But in receiving game, 50 catches, 596 yards, 5 touchdowns, 12 yards a catch, 50 yards a game, 546 after the catch. So he was turning stuff up. Yes, it was a lot of screen passes, but he was turning up, and he only had 3 drops. And he went for a long of 52. This man had 1,365 scrimmage yards. 1,365 on scrimmage yards. He was our offense. We only had one quarterback get above 1,000 yards. That was Kevin Murphy at 2,100 yards. Austin Lee went for 600. Now, Kevin Murphy did have 12 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Austin Lee, 3 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Andrew Frost, in the one game where he got significant play time, 249 yards, 30 of 64, because we were losing that game against LA Tech. He threw 1 touchdown, no interception. He got sacked 4 times, 22 for a long, 84.7 QBR. I'll take it. Probably the guy that, was probably a little bit more impressive was Ian Green. Yes, 61 catches, 695 yards, only scored 1 touchdown. Alexander Phillips, 56, 632 for 4. Joseph Campbell, I know you guys remember the FIU game. He trucks over the field. I got it on the thumbnail multiple times because of how effective, because I believe that's the play of the season. That was a turning point. Now, we might not have been winning too much, but that game right there really showed. You got to see the 99 zone coverage right there. I'm peeping again. But you have to see that and know that I was going to do that. In terms of blocking, Aiden Smith, I think he's still going to be one of the better tackles that we have. He gave up 14 sacks. Now, mind you, the tackles, I'm going to give a little bit of leeway here because we were always trying to roll out of the pocket. It's things that end up happening. But 14 sacks for him, 10 for Tyreek Miller, 6 for Jason Davis, 5 for Anthony Jackson, 3 for Keon Smith, and Andrew Gonzalez gave up 1, but he only played 54 snaps, so I'm not really counting him. Everybody else played 700 snaps plus that I've named. Nothing interesting on the kick returns, punt returns. On the defensive side of the ball, Robert Glenn ended up 2 interceptions, as I'm going to have some gameplay here because now I'm just kind of going over stats and I'm kind of just getting this last little bit done because this is stuff that I end up typing up, so I'd rather read it off and all that. I think it sounds better. In my head, I'm doing a lot. I know I'm doing an extra bit, but this is what I've been doing, and I'm still making the videos. But I'm going to go from the top. Spike Jeffries. This is one thing that I think I'm going to have to work on. Now, mind you, I'm in season 3 when I am telling y'all this right now. And as I go through and I look at some of the stats, 43 solo tackles to 74 assists for 117 tackles. I'm thinking I'm thinking about lowering tackle again. But then I play some of these games and I go, we missing tackles anyways, but I think I'm going to lower tackle 5. I'm going to continue to make this harder in general. Hunter Jackson, the free safety who got beat several times. We noticed it several times. He ended up with 92 total tackles, 39 solo, 53 assists, 5 of which for a loss. He got 2 sacks. He got some important sacks for us. He ended up getting a pick, as well did Jeffries. Demarion Holter, 65 tackles. Trevor Broughton Jr. ended up getting 64 tackles. So he was getting plenty. He was actually getting a lot of play time. I do not have his snap count up here. That's something I think I might start adding to this, so we can see what they're doing on the defense and if they're getting a whole lot. But Jack Tellers, I wanted to make a story on him about, hey, he has a chance to play like really good. As that's a nice catch by Ian Green there. I want to do a story on him. He ends up with 41 tackles, 3 of which were for loss, pass deflection. Underwood, now he got out because, now he left. He left us because of playing style. His playing style, he wanted to get sacks. He had 10 tackles, 21 assists, 10 solos, 21 assists, 31 tackles. 7 of which went for loss. 2 sacks. Nothing else. Kobe Peterson, 13 tackles by himself, 18 assists, 31 total, 8 TFL, and 3.5 sacks. We don't have anybody over that. No, I'm sorry. Allison McCringle, I was about to not give this man his flowers. 16, and 32 total tackles. 12 of which were for loss. He ends the season with 7 sacks. He is the sack leader for this team. He had the most. The next closest guy is Kobe Peterson at 3.5. So he doubled the next closest guy. Interception-wise, we only had one player with multiple interceptions, and that was Robert Glenn, who took 1 to the house, which was pretty early in the season, if I'm correct. But when it comes to that, there really wasn't much to be desired, as we were getting beat so bad to the point where sometimes defense wouldn't even be on the field for long. It'd be 1, 2, 5 plays, and they're off the field. Now, I'm hoping that we can definitely turn this around. We can make things better, which hopefully we'll be able to see quickly. But things aren't going right. We'll change some sliders, as in like if we go to, I don't know, we have Wisconsin. If we go to Wisconsin and we put up 90 points on them, I'm changing sliders. If you get my drift, we shouldn't be putting that points on somebody. I don't care how smart I am. I don't care how good the team is playing. I mean, like, there has to be a point where, like, I don't think we would win. And I get any given day, anything can happen. Any given day, anything can happen. Upsets do happen. But never in my life have I, by the way, I wasn't paying attention to college football when the biggest upset happened. I was not, like, really paying attention to anything. I believe that was Appalachian State upset. I could be completely wrong. But we basically are an FCS school. If we pull off an upset against Power 5, Power 4 schools like this, I think that'd be, woof. Like, if we would have beat Alabama and y'all would have actually saw that game, it would have been worth showing. Yeah, it would have been like you would have thought I was cheating. But we're gonna head into the next season. I want to make sure I have all this stuff set and ready to go. I'm gonna try to get it out as soon as I can and as well as I can. And I'm gonna leave this playing for just a little bit longer as I try to discuss some things, because I'm thinking right now, because I had something else I wanted to say, which was with the way that I've been able to recently start getting the content out, I'm hoping I can keep this every other day or every other day to every 2 day schedule going. And I'm hoping I can make these off seasons a little more, like, better. I think the year 3 off season is where I might, definitely have everything set and ready to go, because I've already done year 2. I'm playing year 3. I'm having fun. I'm just kind of now just like, well, I have all this stuff. My computer's running out of room, so I need to start clearing stuff. So I need to make something out of it if I'm going to do anything. And I kept going back and forth between this and Ball State, because I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. And I was like, you know what? I've played multiple seasons of this already, and I kept resetting the Ball State. I can't mess this one up, because if I mess this one up, it's too much. Ball State, I could have at least just like, oh, well, y'all forgot about it, or I forgot about it, and keep things going. I feel like I can't mess this one up. So I do hope that, we're able to get a little bit of enjoyment out of this as we're testing out some of the players, and we'll see who's going to start. It's most likely going to be Grayson James to start the new season, and we'll definitely see how some things go. I think with the way things are looking, I might be able to get a couple of 2-game series in there again and keep that going for a little bit. Like, we'll keep majority of the big plays, keep some highlights. If it's a closer game, we'll make it 1, or if it's like a blowout, we'll turn it into 2 games. We'll definitely see how things are going. But I will leave y'all be, and I hope that y'all enjoyed, and I will see y'all into season 2.